What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. There's been a lot going on this week in politics, but I specifically want to talk about the assassination attempt on Trump's life. I want to start with saying that my heart goes out to the victims and the families of the victims that were spectating the event. An area that was supposedly secure by the Secret Service, something like that should have never happened. Which brings me to my point, was this an inside job? I don't know, I'm asking you. Do you think certain people would do certain things just to win? Like take someone's life? I mean, it's happened before. Look at JFK. And if you watch the news, it's all over the place how worried the Democrats are that they're going to lose the election. Biden won't bow out, so it kind of makes you wonder, would the Democrats do something like that just to win the election?
Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi have had behind-the-scenes discussions about Joe Biden's fitness and how to move forward. Their talks focusing on how much harder it's become for the president to beat Donald Trump. The takeaway that we are reporting is that neither one of them is quite sure what to do.
Well, Barack Obama, you're a two-time former president, so you've done enough. And Nancy Pelosi, in California, you should worry about your 11th district and the ruins that it's become instead of worrying about who the next president's going to be. But anyway, back to the event. When you start looking at the news broadcast to what happened that day, isn't it kind of odd that a 20-year-old fresh out of high school with no former training got 5 shots out before Secret Service neutralized him? It's just kind of odd that spectators that were at the event seen this kid crawling up on the building and laying on the building with a rifle in his hand before the police and Secret Service did.
And you know, that's a little bit...
I don't know, folks. That raises too many red flags in my book. So who's the Secret Service director anyway?
The 28-year veteran was on the team that evacuated Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11, and she served on then Vice President Biden's protective detail. He named her director in mid-2022. Amid a swirl of controversy over the agency deleting nearly all of its text messages from January 6th. The agency says that was due to a data migration.
System migrations happen, but I think for a lot of Americans, it just doesn't pass the smell test, given the timing and the volume of messages deleted.
Well, it's unfortunate that that would be the assumption that people would make. Our integrity is everything, and there was nothing nefarious attached to that.
If your integrity is everything, then how come you guys dropped the ball at that Trump rally the other day? How come you didn't have a man on that roof guarding that building?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, you know, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, you know, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
Oh, I got it. So because of a sloped roof, you were afraid that one of your Secret Service agents was going to get hurt. But a 20-year-old could scale it, no problem, lay up there for about 30 minutes, and still manage to get off 5 shots hitting one of your protectees. So then I asked myself, as someone as important as Donald Trump, they had to have helicopters in the sky watching over the whole event, right? Well, let's see what werx has to say.
Let's talk the Trump aspect here for a minute. This is Butler. So they did have an actual TFR over for that spot, July 13th, right? And it was only a 2-mile TFR, very, very small, but they had one over there. Now, I will tell you, when I got into Skyglass and I started looking at the event, and the center point, very hard to see because it is in black, but if you just go to the center point of the picture, that is Butler, okay? These aircraft were at the time of the trigger pull, okay? And so they are well outside of the TFR side of the house, so I don't see anything. What disturbed me about the look when I started to investigate what was in the skies at that time was the lack of anything. I didn't see any, I saw nothing. No H-60s, no kind of overwatch or top cover. Typically you'd have some type of helo or something around making sure they got eyes on the ground or whatever it may be. Just a total lack of that. So that was a gap in security, in my opinion.
If you're not familiar with werx, he's right here on YouTube as well. Not that he needs a shout out from me, but he tracks military movement in the air, whether it be planes, helicopters, drones, by using Skyglass, and he's very knowledgeable in his craft. But anyway, Kim Cheadle, named Secret Service Director by Trump's opponent, and the agency that she's running couldn't secure a locked safe. I mean, that's the Secret Service. That's supposed to be an elite agency, and they look like a bunch of Cub Scouts running around there. And the way Biden was speaking days prior to the attempt, it kind of gets you wondering, doesn't it?
Another 4 years with Donald Trump is deadly serious. We're going to engage them and we're going to stop them.
You called your opponent an existential threat. On a call a week ago, you said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that
I didn't say
words
crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was, there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him. Focus on what he's doing. Focus on his policies. Focus on the number of lies he told in the debate.
Right.
I don't know, it's just kind of odd that something like this could happen. It's just highly unbelievable to me that a 20-year-old kid could outsmart all the Secret Service and police that were at that event. But if I do know one thing, it's this. Nothing is done by accident when it comes to the government. If something gets missed, deleted, or misplaced, or if someone gets unalived, it happens for a reason. So what do you guys think? Am I out of my tree? Did this kid just slip through the cracks? Was this an inside job? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. If you liked the video, smash that like button and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on A Patriot's Touch. Have a nice day.